Aw shit, boys, we're back, and we killed those stupid motherfuckers who stole our show in cold blood. It's time to shake the gaming tree and see what falls out, because no one cares about your marketing memos or precision crafted PR speak. It's time to show the world what gaming is all about. Wasted time, drama, and inaudible yelling. We're back to being uninformed and letting our emotions guide us. Fuck gaming, and fuck you too. Cuck.
Peggy 18.
Did 2K Games pressure a gaming site to alter or remove their bad review of NBA 2K18 where they gave the game an unheard of 3 out of 10? This story was blowing up all over the place this week because it appeared as though 2K had indeed done just that, which would be a huge deal if it were completely true, because it would be proof that the studios could alter the way their game is perceived to fans online who give a shit about reviews in the first place.
Someone cares, probably.
They exist. What actually happened, though, is a bit more tame, but it is still cause for concern. Still, this led to an angry internet mob who, at this point, never seems to even put down their pitchforks or tiki torches before charging into another pointless battle.
They have no time off.
None.
Constantly.
Wait,
on.
You mean I could be using this time to just play the games I like?
No, don't say that!
But
games are boring. I like fighting on the internet.
Yeah.
That's my real game.
That's the best fighting game of all.
I know. So, what the hell is actually going on? Is this actually an ethical games journalism violation? Well, we can only go by what this website is saying, so here you go. A website we've never heard of called The Sixth Axis gave NBA 2K a completely justifiable score of 3 out of 10, citing the overabundance of ridiculous microtransactions as their main cause of grief, despite the production values of the game being strong as usual. Now, this is totally fine. They're free to score it however the hell they want, and a number of outlets have commented on how out of control the microtransactions and virtual currency are in this game. So much so that apparently 2K has gone so far as to lower the price of in-game haircuts. A bold step in the right direction, if you ask me. Finally. Finally.
I want that cheap haircut.
Yes.
Where this went off the rails, though, is when the site temporarily removed the review score because PR reps from 2K reached out to them, which is fucked up.
Yeah.
But in the website's response, it seems like they're either covering their own asses or they were attempting to get a statement from 2K before posting the score. I don't know. According to a statement written by someone at Sixth Axis, a real website, there was a mistake made in the first review, and it was supposed to include an edit where the original review ended with, quote, "If you're a series fan, you may enjoy what you see," and the score below doesn't indicate the quality of the core basketball game, but rather protests how utterly invasive the microtransactions have become.
So the author of that statement then goes on to say that it's actually wrong of them to give it the score as a protest vote against 2K, but that either way, his edits to the review, they weren't submitted properly because he was traveling. I don't know if it's a basketball reference or if he was actually on a plane.
They didn't hit me, I fell on a doorknob.
I was writing my edits and I forgot to dribble the ball. Next thing you know, they took me up.
Red card.
Yeah.
As they do on the basketball court.
As they do on the basketball court. They threw that yellow flag in the air. And they pulled my Ethernet cable out. Anyways, if that statement sounds like some pretty hardcore backpedaling to you, well, we didn't say it. You're thinking it. But maybe we'd agree.
Yeah, maybe.
It sounds like the site got hit up by 2K about their score and maybe started freaking the fuck out a little bit. Oh shit, we were flying under the radar with our website. Now they know. A quick scan of their site shows that they're part of something called Oscar Mike Media, but the link there leads to a parent site with no information, so it's safe to say that they would certainly be rattled by a company as big as 2K reaching out to maybe make a comment or two about
the review. It'd be a real shame
Yeah.
if I don't know.
I don't know what the threat would be, but still, it doesn't make what 2K did a good thing by any means.
The post goes on to clarify the correspondence with 2K, but still seems like it was written in an offensive tone made to clean up 2K's image because of the damage that their review had done by the dozens of people who read it. They said, quote, "Yes, they asked us to reconsider the score or shift to a review in progress. But I can't state strongly enough that there was no pressure or threat of blacklisting made or even implied. If this were the case, the demand would have been for the review to be removed entirely, which we would not have done. However, the word protest was still misplaced and needed to be removed, and it was while doing this that the olive branch of a statement surrounding planned changes and adjustments to NBA 2K18 was made. So I made the call to change the score to pending at the same time, get on my flight, and hope for something remarkable when I landed. They weren't threatening us, but they were kind of threatening us. So we didn't do anything
threat.
to appease them, but we did. But we didn't.
Yeah. It just reeks of like, oh, sorry, we didn't mean to do that. Oh, ow. So, according to them, they posted a review. They attempted to change it. They did change it at some point. They at some point got contacted by 2K PR, who asked them to either change the review or put it on hold pending improvements of their virtual currency and microtransactions. The site then changed it back to the original review after 2K hadn't enacted any further changes to the system, and also after getting a ton of flack from the gaming community for bending to the will of a game publisher. Now, as for now, the score is back up, but with the protest vote explanation, which wasn't originally part of the review, that's now not a part of the review again. It sounds like they really, really enjoyed the amount of coverage that they got by this getting on like NeoGAF and Reddit and stuff, but then they realized like, fuck, that 2K's the whole thing's it's wrong on all sides.
Everyone's wrong.
Yeah, everyone's wrong.
We're wrong.
Yeah, we're wrong.
The whole thing, it's confusing because everyone's only hearing the side of the story from this website who scored the game a 3 out of 10 and not from 2K themselves. To us, it looks like they got scared and backpedaled a bunch of stuff and attempted to make concessions to please 2K, whether 2K actually asked for any of that or not.
Yeah.
Still, it remains clear that these big developers and publishers do have the ability to strong-arm certain people within the industry just by sending out an email. That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. That's a bad precedent. Or
bad precedent.
And bad optics. But speaking of bad optics, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is back in the news, and no, it's not because they're adding an old VW van to the game, because that's awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
Sadly, it's because they've decided that enough is enough with this Fortnite Battle Royale bullshit, and they have now gone on record saying it's a damn ripoff. For some reason, I don't know why they're fighting this fight, but I mean, we can only assume that the Japanese film Battle Royale and the book and film series The Hunger Games and PlayerUnknown's previous entry into the Battle Royale gaming style, H1Z1 King of the Kill, they'll all be releasing angry statements very soon bitching about how Epic Games had the audacity
How dare they?
to copy a game type.
Now, to be fair, this isn't PlayerUnknown himself, Brendan Green, making a statement about Fortnite. It's the vice president of Bluehole, Chang-Han Kim. He's the one who released a statement about what they were doing, and it's also important and ironic to keep in mind that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was developed using the Epic Games Unreal Engine 4, so this is all types of goofy.
Yeah.
In a statement, Chang-Han Kim said the following regarding Fortnite's Battle Royale mode.
We've had an ongoing relationship with Epic Games throughout PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds development, as they are the creators of Unreal Engine 4, the engine we license for the game. After listening to the growing feedback from our community and reviewing the gameplay for ourselves, we are concerned that Fortnite may be replicating the experience for which PUBG is known. We have also noticed that Epic Games references PUBG in the promotion of Fortnite to their community and in communications with the press. This was never discussed with us, and we don't feel that it's right. The PUBG community has and continues to provide evidence of the many similarities as we contemplate further action.
Wait, so how are you supposed to say it?
Doesn't matter, I said it a bunch of different ways. GIF.
They need a better name.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, geez, further action? Huh. Sounds like Bluehole might be setting up a lawsuit over this shit. There are a lot of things at play here, too. I mean, it should be obvious to anyone who's ever played or watched someone play Battlegrounds that Fortnite Battle Royale is pretty much a direct copy, but made within their own game's world. You do have to keep in mind the fact that Microsoft has dumped a ton of money into PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds to fast-track the game to its Xbox console. So you have to wonder what they think of Fortnite just randomly patching in a mode like this after the game is released.
Yeah, then there's the fact that Fortnite accidentally exposed the reality that the Xbox and PS4 cross-platform play issue is nothing more than a simple line of code that could be accessed by a ton of multiplayer games. Just flip the switch, and it works. Late last week, it was shown that players in this mode on Xbox were competing against players on PS4 because of their username. Something about you can't, like on one of the systems, you can't use a underscore.
Yeah.
It's since been fixed, obviously, but it was a huge slap in the face to, well, mainly Sony, because they seem to be the one holdout on true cross-platform play through a ton of games that would potentially benefit from it.
Of course, you also have to take into account that Fortnite is officially going free to play on console, and with that, it'll be bringing the first 100-person Battle Royale style game to consoles for free.
Yeah, they beat them.
Yeah, that's something that PUBG can't possibly compete with since it won't even be playable on the Xbox until at least the end of the year.
Probably 2018, let's be honest.
Obviously, there are differences between the games that will drive two completely separate audiences, and PUBG has already made more money for Bluehole than they could have ever imagined. It's ridiculous, but still, the fact that this Fortnite mode so closely resembles what they've done is no doubt concerning to them.
Realistically, it seems like Fortnite wanted to do something fun for their community, and they released this mode in their game, but then quickly realized that people were way more interested in this version than the actual game that they'd released, and probably backed them into a little bit of a corner. Now, with the game going free to play next week, it will definitely be interesting to see how this all pans out. Their last entry into a popular genre, Paragon, which was a MOBA, that was released years after the initial rise in popularity of MOBAs in general. And with Fortnite Battle Royale, they've taken what made one game great and appealing to PC players and beat them to consoles. So that's why I think it's so weird.
Luckily, we have a guy on staff who loves both games equally for some reason. He loved Fortnite before it was a PUBG clone. Sure, he's gonna do a review for a game he hasn't even played yet, like always, but before that, we gotta ask, hey Shibby, what do you think of this drama?
Let me tell you, Mr. Unknown, I saw your AMA. It was fine. All right, so look, PlayerUnknown and Bluehole, these guys won't be able to do anything because Epic owns their engine. End of story. There's gonna be no lawsuit. It won't happen. Oh, we're suing you because of intellectual, you copy our. And then it's like, okay, you can't use our engine more, and then the game dies. So it won't happen. Anyways, T.U.G.S boys and T.U.G.S girls, it's time to eat ass and chew bubblegum because I'm all out of gum. 2017 continues to be the year of early access, microtransactions, and re-releases. A lot of trust. For those of you idiots that bought a Wii U, the peasants of console peasantry, you know what I'm talking about. This week, we once again set our focus to the east. As the Rocket Man they talk about is launching missiles and Japan is relaunching old games. Look, you do-tards, at least one of those things is reaching the United States, and you best believe it's Pokemon. Pokken Tournament DX. Yes, Ricky?
Dude-hard.
Is that how to say it? Is that hot?
Yeah.
Shut up.
You're right.
Pokken Tournament DX is once again another Wii U game slapped with a painted coat on the Nintendo Switch for $60. But Shibby,
You said paint of coat.
shut the fuck up. For a franchise with 700 characters, with over 700, this new deluxe super awesome edition Pokemon fighting game on the smash hit console year must be stacked. Viewer, that is where you're wrong. Only 21 playable characters in this 2017 fighting game, and it's Shibby Criminal. Poplio is a goddamn support Pokemon when he should be the fucking star of the show. But the game, the Pokemon fighting game, with over 30 different games within the franchise, must have an incredible story mode, like Injustice 2, right? Wrong. It's simply a goddamn beat 'em up game that tricks you with this phase battle system, phase berry, phase clan, and an annoying coach bitch actor in the menus. Much like For Honor, you could run around like an idiot and throw projectiles if you had the proper cooldowns or power-ups. If you wanted to get up close and personal and take your fighting stance by locking onto an enemy and getting your face and doing combos and shit, fine. In Pokken Tournament DX, there's a field phase and the duel phase with a similar concept. It's nothing new, and it's mostly a gimmick. I can't even use Scissor to behead Pikachu with his clamps. What the fuck, Nintendo? Nut the fuck up. Sure, there's new daily challenges, which is a cute addition to get more in-game currency, but it's mostly useless. Sure, there's a new 3-on-3 battles, much like Marvel vs. Capcom game, but you can't even swap or at least you tag in the other Pokemon in your squad. You just wait until they're defeated to get the next Pokemon out. It's bullshit. Sure, this is more like a standard Pokemon gym battle, which is fine. But there's also just 1v1, and that's all it is. I feel like the opportunity to do something bigger here has been lost. Because of the lack of meaningful story mode in this $60 fighting game, and other $60 fighting games in this space have stepped it up. The measly addition of 5 characters, that's it, as well as the 3v3 mode being half-baked, this game is not very effective. much like what is happening in the East. Another failed to launch. 0 out of 10, do noi buy. Again.
New painted coat. Thanks, Shibs. But this isn't the first time that Pokken or Pokken, whatever. I say Pokken, like the Pocky sticks. It's not the first time that Pokken has been thrust into our faces from the lamestream gaming media. This travesty was also released for the Wii U. A company just like very recently too. And people were upset, damn it. Just take this review from Amazon user Life, for example. They titled their review of Pokken Tournament, Parents Beware. Here's what they had to say.
I am absolutely appalled by what I witnessed my 8-year-old child playing this past week. My son is an avid Pokemon fan, so when we heard that the new Pokemon game was coming out in March, I made sure to pre-order the game for him. The game arrived on time and everything seemed fine. My son decided to play a character called Blaziken. As he is playing this character, I noticed male genitals upon my TV screen. This is unacceptable, especially if this game is for children to play. I have written an email to Nintendo, waiting to hear back from them. I have shown this picture to at least 10 other parents, all who share the same disgust. One person even stated that this is similar to exposing children to porn. I would like to warn other parents about this Pokemon.
Yeah, he's got a dick and balls.
Look at this!
Hey, do you know what your kids are playing? Actually, my kids don't play video games.
What the?
Well, look at this. This character has a dick and balls.
I feel like we've talked about this before.
Oh, we did.
I'm getting deja vu.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, the dick and balls, it's pretty noticeable. I don't know. It's
Damn, Pokken. Didn't know you like to get wet.
And they do. Anyways, two things for you to check out. We uploaded a sketch from Phil and Nick on this channel. It's the first teabag ever in the history of the world. Check out that sketch, and then also check out last week's episode of... wait, we didn't do an episode of T.U.G.S last week. It's called T.U.G.S or something. God, just go fucking watch it.
Or not.